Hello, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be working with this book, which is Alex Irvine's Broken Dawn, a Division novel, and I'm going to be recreating the journey made by Violet and her friends in the book, in which they go foraging for food, apparently without any parental or adult supervision, despite it being in the world of the Division, which for those uninitiated, I can't imagine who you are if you're watching this video, is sort of post-apocalypse. So what I'm going to do on the game, obviously my character will be armed, and I'm going to be on heroic skill level. I'm going to recreate the journey that Violet makes in the book with the aid of some of the passages in the book and also a little bit of Googling what's around Washington DC, because you might be able to tell from my accent that I am not from Washington. The journey starts at where Violet is living, which is the Smithsonian the Smithsonian Castle in DC. So that's where I'm going to start. So what you'll see on the screen is that I'll have put myself there while I'm talking, and I'll be heading south towards Hancock Park. Now, actually, that is related in the book as a place they went before the book actually starts, but I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to go to where the book starts, which is the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, which is actually in the dark zones. Where the centre pick vegetables is over here at the Constitution Gardens. We're going to get to there first. We go Hancock Park first, then we're going to go down here to where the hotel was, come up through the dark zone. This is Independence Avenue here. Won't be able to go on that because, as you can see, it's not in the map, and it goes into this stronghold. So we're going to go to roughly where the Tidal Basin stronghold is, and then go to the Constitution Gardens, and then come back. And they come back, this is, they come south of Washington Monument, past the Agriculture Department, which is there, and back to the castle. Trying to avoid combat. It might not avoid me. And here we are in the castle, and if you are reading the book or have read the book but haven't played the game, there's some heavy spoilers about the fate of all of those characters you're reading about right there. If you're interested in the build that I'm running, it's basically 4 pieces of strikers. One, I think, it's a Petrov that gives you LMG damage, and one, oh no, they're friendly. Oh no. Ooh. There you go. Nothing I'm sure that Violet couldn't have taken care of herself. So yeah, it's strikers, and it's got the machine gun is the pestilence. So you'll see when I'm shooting that the damage just builds up with the set, and then will transfer around characters, which is the weapon skill. But also, you just look at the city. I'm going to sort of drag this out too long for you if you're not a fan of the Division. But it's eerie. Really looks like something horrific has happened. That's the pestilence doing its work there, just ticks away. There's lots of saying about how eerie this is, like the emptiness of it. They've done an amazing job of the look of this game. I know people really like the New York one as well, which is really good too, but the reason I mention it is because this just does not come across in the book. And you have to be really careful, I think, when you're writing, because if you're not doing better than a video game, why would anyone read your book? Does that make sense? Like, you have to be better than your competition. And your competition in this regard is all the other art forms that people have access to. This is Hancock Park, I think, back there where the grass was. I think that you can get a hot dog about here. Maybe that's what that rubbish is. I'm very hungry right now and would welcome a hot dog. The only reason I'm walking this way is I'm told that there's a really nice view of the Capitol from Hancock Park, and there it is, look. And a really nice view. Slightly soured somewhat by people shooting, but actually we don't have to go that way. We're going down this way. This building here is the Mandarin Hotel, and that's where we're going to go. So it's back the other way. I just wanted to have a look at the Capitol. Now in the book, the Capitol is off limits. They know that there are bad people there. They say to the kids, you're not allowed to go that way. And apparently going the other way is better, although there's bad people apparently north of Constitution Gardens. So where they go is acknowledged as dangerous. It's just the point of it is that they send children with no adults. So if I know somewhere is dangerous, like I said, I was going to avoid conflict, combat even. Now we're going to the sea. But then there's black dust. Those dogs which are so monumentally annoying. Are you shooting at me? It's kind of stupid if you are.
Enjoy this while we can.
Enjoy it while you can. That's another thing as well that's different about the Division 2 to the first one, is that in the first one there's kind of like civilians walking around and they don't have weapons and they're just sort of mumbling and going about their business of just trying to survive in the city, whereas here it's like you're either bad guys or almost like a local militia. Like the people patrolling around the settlements and things like that, that gathering resources. Like I'm trying to avoid. It's hard to fight the urge actually to just gun them down. Look how wonderful that looks, even in this subway. It's just amazing. And yet they really did not capture that in the book. There's just nothing of the atmosphere of either game, and they both, New York and Washington, are in the game as well as in the book. They go to other places as well, and some of those are just almost normal, like there's been nothing, unaffected almost. Other places have as well.
Access complete.
Okay, so I'm in the DZ and I've got a little bit of some nerves going here. I just don't come in here. My shade points on the watch are high, but my PvP XP is just negligible. Just is so low. I mean, I'm not even sure. Yeah, I think there are. Yeah, I have been in here before, and maybe not this one. One of the dark zones. Like they give you a quest when you're leveling up to go in one. So I have seen one. I've seen that there's like a landmark thing, which is like a control point. And then you get gear that you can't get out of the city without going to like a lift-off point. And if you go there, you'll just get killed by people camping it to kill you for the gear. You can hear firing. I don't know if that's NPCs or actually people. But here we are. This is actually the hotel. Now, Violet in the book says that they planted in the gardens, which are around the back. It said that all of this was flooded. but that when they'd lived there previously before they got evacuated because of the flood, that they'd planted things in the garden. So I'm going to see if I can get to the garden. I'm not confident.
Hostile patrol detected.
Yeah. What are these things?
Initiating rogue protocol.
Oh shit.
Rogue striker drone detected.
Okay, so is that the garden?
Rogue protocol deactivated. Extraction called.
Maybe that's what she meant by the garden, was this bit. Yeah, I did not intend to go rogue. When I get killed, first time I go to the safe house. Second time I'm just going to try and get out. And I think that Violet would have just taken the most direct route, which is that. Which is fine as well, because I believe by the marina, by the hotel, there is a marina or some docks at least. So we might get to see those.
Enemy patrol detected.
I'll go through there.
Extraction helo. Almost within range.
No, I'll probably just end up with me getting killed at that point. I'm not really that interested in going.
Helo is on site.
I can persuade him to pop his head up. There you go. It's interesting too that they chose the Mandarin Hotel as like Violet's home, where she was
Enemy
put as a
patrol
refugee,
detected.
because it is in the dark zone. I wonder if Irvine just did not know that when he wrote the book, that it was in the dark zone. The book came out, I think, before or around the same time as the game. The second game, not the first one. And I think I talked about it with regard to like movie times, is that you really need to add something to the movie. Otherwise, why am I reading the book? I mean, back in the old days when I was young, you used to read the book because you couldn't go to the cinema, or you couldn't get to the cinema. Maybe I read the books for A Nightmare Before Elm Street because I wasn't allowed to see the films. Like my mum or my dad, and we just didn't have the money to go to the cinema as a family. So I read the book to Batman and Batman Returns before I'd seen the films, and it made you want to see the films. So a book like this has to make you want to pay even more money, because like going to see a film will cost you like £5 to £10 on your own, like £20 with the wife and getting some refreshments or whatever.
Exiting dark zone.
But you know, like buying a computer game, I think the Division is upwards of 40. $49.99 for the standard edition. So here we go. This is the map. I'm going to go there because I can't follow the road, which is this road. That's actually a bridge, and the other side of the ridge goes there, and I can't go to them without going in the stronghold, which I'm not going to do. So I'm just going to go around. But I don't know who's firing there, so I'd really rather avoid them.
Civilians in distress.
But I don't think it's going to be possible. didn't think so. That was everything, isn't it? There. A bit cheeky. The thing with the pestilence gun is that you can kind of get enough hits on something and know they're going to die. And in this case, it's going to be me that dies, I
Vital
think.
signs critical.
If my vital signs are critical, then I imagine the Violet's would be pretty rough too. See, my armor does come back up. That's because I've got perfect clutch.
Hostile control point identified.
Well, that was rather useless. Thank you. Now, in this part of the book, Violet is talking about how it all makes her feel strange or weird, I think is the word it uses, because it's got that feel of a museum. And that's pretty much the only thing she says, like a feel of a museum. But personally, not having been here, I find it to look really convincing. It feels like a nice place that's been allowed to go to rack and ruin. You know, you do see, well, like a tourist bus. Or these stands, you know, there's stands for the toilets and there's stands for like information boards and things like that, and you're just kind of using them as cover. This is a war memorial here, I think, for the Second World War. And somehow there's an upside down boat, perhaps due to that flooding that Violet mentioned. Anyway, Constitution Gardens is this area. You see there's two control points. I own neither one, but there's this island here too. And I'm going to go there. Well, it's not letting me put a... Right, I'm going to put it onto that one, and I'm going to go kind of direct past the reflecting pool to there. I'm going to try to avoid two territory commands because I want to see if I can get onto this island, which has like a post that was signed by famous people, I assume people that were either politicians or planted the gardens or something. Once I've been there, then I'm going to come back to here, come along here, up in front of the mausoleum. That's where Violet meets the division agent, back to the castle, and we can then decide between us whether we think that Violet, accompanied by friends but all children, could have made the journey that I've made. I think we already know the answer, don't we?
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
Yeah. There's two. I'm going to do something really stupid because there's two territory controls here, and I'm going to try and go up the middle of them without aggroing either. And what will usually happen is I'll aggro them both. So that's the island. I'd like to get across there if I can. Bridge doesn't look terribly hopeful, but we'll try it. Oh, yeah, it seems fine. So they came to this general area and they picked food. Cattails, I don't know what that is. Not a gardener, not terribly interested in gardening.
Location nearby.
Where's the post? I think that's it. I'll take whatever that is, but it's just trash to be deconstructed. I wonder if this is it. Let me have a look at the map. This is kind of like a nice little touch, I think. Like souvenirs and things left behind, abandoned. The whole place is left behind and abandoned. That's just trash.
Civilians in danger.
Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back the way I came. Not quite. Like I say, I'm going to come down to here. Then I'm going to go to there, but I'm not going to go into the dark zone. I'm just using those waypoints to help me roughly trace the journey. Tell me that it's not eerie. Tell me that the atmosphere isn't just amazing. The effort that they put into it is incredible. It's just... I'm just going to run around the perimeter. So the descriptive passages in the book, and you can kind of understand when you're writing, although it's not written in the first person, but like Violet's perspective is overt. It says as much as the top of the chapter, it says her name. So we know that our viewpoint, even in the third person, is restricted to Violet, but there's also other people, like two other characters, April and Aurelio, I think, and another one as well whose name escapes me, who you're not quite sure about his motives for the most part.
Civilians in distress. Incoming backup request.
Inopportune loading. Pulling a grenade out in this game is basically a way of committing suicide. Been here before, so we know that we're on the rough track. I'm going to not following that. I'm going to follow this road, which is the one that they took. So I'm going to come south a little bit. We'll see the wall of the stronghold there. The road basically runs through there like that. You see that's kind of it there. So just the other side of these blocks basically is the road. Don't think you could see any part of it. See, I said they put in a lot of great effort, but isn't that the exact same tree that was upside down the other way? Look, there's another one there. Look, they're identical. They just copied and pasted. That's not putting in effort. Oh, come on. Don't tell me that's another tree there. I'm actually stuck. I haven't go all the way back because I'm stuck because of a tree. Oh, Division, do you want me to say bad things about you in a video? I was being complimentary earlier. This is just a joke. I do it to myself, I suppose, by wandering off.
civilians in danger.
I think another thing they might have done is explain why none of the cars worked. Because I feel like we should be able to take the cars. I mean, Violet wouldn't have been able to.
Let's do this.
There's only 3 of them, and they still managed to fight amongst themselves. He'll likely die.
Target's on top of us.
Red shirt. I didn't know I'd left loot behind. Fair bit of it by the looks of it. Like the raccoons. Sometimes there's dogs and things, but they don't come and play. I might need to look at my skills because I don't think that you can see the pestilence ticking away that guy's life. But he's dead. Pestilence will get him anyway. If you've been playing on the skill level for a little while, you start to work out like how many times you've hit a guy and how many you need to hit him, rather, to know that he's not gonna survive. You can start shooting somebody else. Glad you showed me in combat. I'm not. I think this might be the road that I'm supposed to take. I think that the Seeker mine does hit about as hard as Violet herself would. No offense, I'm sure she's pretty tough though. Ooh,
Serious trauma
nearly
detected.
got me. Pretty tough for a 7-year-old.
Them or us. You see that shot?
Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, well, I seem to have de-aggroed them. That's fine.
I'll cover you.
But that car, probably not going to work. Reckon it'll have a flat battery. But there are other cars that we could take. Okay, so from here, I am just going to go back to the front of the castle. I think it's like a noise defense or something. It's like scare them away by banging loudly, but not actually doing any damage. Kill him quicker by killing his drones than using mine. Is that the Department of Agriculture there? Or is that it? Or is that all part of the same building? That does look like a mess, doesn't it?
Hostile control point nearby.
Didn't even thank me. Charming. Oh.
Detecting high-threat enemy patrol.
Yeah. Here we go. Sure, that's one of the people that Violet knew. There's another one there, look. He's lit in a way that in no way makes him look spooky. We're back home with our cattails for tea. Hey, everybody. Oh. More cattails. I don't want to eat whatever that is, but, you know, if you're starving, it's better than eating whatever that was. There you go. I've recreated Violet's journey. As you can see, it's a piece of cake for a 7-year-old, or perhaps 12, I forget which one, but she's with about half a dozen of her friends that are all of a similar age, none of them over maybe 12 or 13. And I'm sure you agree, it seems like a long way to go for a little bit of salad. And if you liked this video, which has been bizarre on a channel that's 99% about books, I would recommend subscribing and ringing the bell so you'll be notified next time I upload something. Bye.